All right. Today, dark force interference. Okay, I want to make it really clear again, people. I'm not doing personal questions. Okay, if you got a question you need an answer to, you can go to Ask Bonnie, or you need help, go to the prayer wall. Okay, this is not the place for personal questions. All right, with that said, I'm going to share a little bit about the dark force stuff, and then you guys can ask questions. Okay, all right, so powers of darkness is a major thing that's affecting our world, affecting humanity, right? And people don't have a clue about it. So people are afraid of the dark forces. You know, there's people that actually don't want to take that segment of foundation because they have fear. Okay, it's all good, doesn't matter. Bottom line is this: dark forces will interfere with you. They'll mess up your whole life. They'll mess up your world, especially or when you have some kind of agreements and contracts. I mentioned a little bit of this yesterday, but today is the issue of dark forces. So basically, here's what's up. You might be feeling like you're attacked, and you might be aware and sensing and feeling that this is actually dark forces. Okay, you could feel negativity, or you feel, some people are very aware that there's demons attacking them. Okay, all these things happen. They're all true and real. And always the big question is always why? Why? You know, why are they after you? Why are they tracking you? Okay? Or why do they want to make your life miserable? So before I go into that, I just want to mention how a lot of people, like in this lifetime, you know, you might be a really kind person. You might be somebody who doesn't, you know, try to harm people, hurt people, and you're experiencing a lot of angst, a lot of health issues, financial issues, relationship issues. I've had some of the, you know, kindest people, gentle, kind people, you know, having all these intense experiences, a lot of energies causing them harm, interfering with them, and they just don't understand why. Okay, so here's the thing about dark force. Kind of remember, with the dark force, that includes witchcraft, sorcery, wizardry. It includes black magic, voodoo. It includes Satanism. Okay, so there's all of these modalities that people utilize for either personal gain or to, you know, get something. You know, like for example, if I were someone doing dark force stuff, someone could come to me and say, can you make so-and-so love me or hate me, or can you kill them or whatever? Okay, so, you know, that's the stuff you play with. You know, you all heard of voodoo dolls and that kind of thing, you know, black magic, all that. That stuff gets really gnarly. It's all, those energies are a little bit different. For example, the Satanism is very different frequency than black magic or voodoo. They have a different energy. It's you're connecting with a different vibration. Like for example, in Jamaica, I was there a few years back and came face to face with some pretty gnarly evil. Okay, so that's the kind of evil that they use for conjuring, you know, for doing their black magic or their voodoo. Okay, and the same is true for different parts of the world. You know, Hades, those areas are notorious for those kinds of black magic stuff, voodoo. Different areas, different countries utilize different kinds of black magic, or not black magic, sorry, dark force energies in order to do what they want to do. Okay, so here's the thing. Everyone is a soul evolving. And what I mean by that is everyone wants to know themselves in all ways, because everyone is actually creator consciousness, God. Okay, so God, what's really happening is God wants to know itself in all these different ways. And then when we as the souls of that, the incarnating souls of that, we anchor in experiences and we hold on to those experiences because, again, we don't know them. We don't go through those emotions of that. So we hold that energy, and we literally open doors. And when you open these doors, you're actually taking oaths, you're doing promises, you're doing allegiances, you're creating contracts and agreements, promises, all of that, in exchange for the powers that you can gain from utilizing the powers of darkness. Once you open that door, even if it's just a little tiny, I just open it just a little, okay? Doesn't matter. You open the door. Once you open the door, they don't go away. They don't leave you alone. Now, depending on the severity of what you've done, like for example, some of the biggest stuff that I come up against or unravel with people is the when they do the satanic rituals. Okay, so they do the sacrifices, they do blood sacrifices. Then there's the soul capturing. Okay, there's soul capturing, soul devouring, soul torturing, and soul annihilation. Now, annihilation, that means that soul will never come back. You're game over, dead, gone. Okay, now the devouring thing, I see this a lot. What happens is people have these beliefs that if you can take the soul into your own being, into your own self, then you'll have even more power. Okay, think about it. There's even movies about that kind of stuff. Maybe it wasn't taking on, the souls, but there's just things around where people want to have more power, have more, abilities, and expand their awareness and all of that. So with soul devouring, what happens is you can literally see the frequency of the soul energies inside of people who have done soul devouring. And it's kind of a trip, but you also have the soul devouring, and you have the soul capturing. This is the part where literally they capture the soul when it leaves the body. They kill the body, the soul leaves the body, they capture the body, they capture that, put them in a soul box. Okay. Now, once that soul is captured in there, that aspect of that soul is never going to incarnate. It's not going to do. It's trapped. It's caught. Okay, like the genie in a bottle. It's trapped. So the thing about that is that's one of the cruelest things you can do, because you trap the soul that, our intention is to keep evolving, incarnating, and coming in and out of life, and also all the lessons that we get in that. Okay, you have to be in a body to get the lessons. You have to be in a body to know this, to know the experiences of life, the traumas of life, everything that creation is wanting to know, and what we're wanting to know, so we can merge back into the oneness. So when we have done things with, in the past, like for example, going back to some of the people that have done atrocities or that have done harm and torture and utilize the powers of darkness, you're basically bound to that. So what happens is people often wake up and go, I don't want to do that anymore. Been there, done that, got that. So they want to be done with it. They want to turn back to the light. The unfortunate thing is you don't get released. I don't care how much you want it. I don't care how much you pray for it. I don't care what you do, unless you have released the bindings, released the agreements and contracts, released the oaths, vows, promises, allegiances, released all of those, and then, removed all that energy frequency from the being, and then they can be released from the bindings. But also what happens is anybody who's been utilizing those powers and now you're no longer doing that, well, you can be having energies attacking you. You can have demons inside of you. You can have minions inside of you. They can be around you. They can be interfering with with your health, your thoughts, your energy, everything. They can mess your entire world up. And they do. Because what they want is they want you to come back and continue in that. Okay, it's like selling your soul to the devil. Okay, so we at Spiritual Acceleration release your soul from the devil. Really, truly, it's true. Okay, so I remember this. I was just sharing this with someone back in 2004 when Kucinich was running for president. Okay, people would gather and across the U.S. at the same time. So if it was 1 o'clock here, 2 o'clock there, 3, whatever. Okay, so I did two of those, two leading of those. Well, one of the ones I did, the last one I did, we literally woke up that energy. We went down into the lair of Lucifer, so to speak, Satan, and something happened with the energy. Somehow when we were coming down, there was an opening, and he was looking up, and he flew right past us, went right up into the light, and we saw these humongous feet of God, basically, and this being falls at the feet of God. Okay, so the promise actually was that he would hold the polarity of darkness, because everything, in order to have anything of physicality, you have to have a polarity. Okay, so he agreed to hold that polarity, trusting and knowing that when it was time, he would remember. And that's what happened. So ever since then, we've been able to do things we were not able to do in the past. We'll get more and more into that kind of thing if you take at the program, okay? But basically, you know, powers of darkness, it's a negative. You know, I even have people just so you all understand, soul capturing is still happening. I just had clients several years back that there was soul capturing happening. They actually saw the boxes with the souls in it, that type of thing. But it's happening, okay? There's things happening right now, still in this world, that have to do with the powers of darkness, okay? Soul capturing, soul devouring, you know, soul torturing, soul annihilation, things are happening, okay? So if you open those doors, they're not closed, I guarantee it. They're not closed, okay? So in teaching the powers of darkness, there's a lot of different facets to it. Like I said, you know, you've got the Satanism, you have witchcraft, you have sorcery, you got wizardry, you got black magic, you got voodoo. You have people castings and curses and spells and hexes and charms. All of these things, if you're utilizing the darkness, you've opened the door, okay? It only takes one time to open that door, okay? And if you're someone who's like really a negative person, okay, always wishing ill will on people or wanting to harm people or torture people, you know, even your thoughts open up the channels. You open yourself up to an invasion of negativity, an invasion of the powers of darkness. So we also have things like dark lords, you know, we got all kinds of different energy frequencies that are of the powers of darkness that are on the astral planes and come in, you know, into bodies and around bodies and create havoc in your world. So, you know, it's a big one. People have no clue the intensity of it and how much. Like I've had I'm just thinking of a few people. I've had people that were like, you know, the queen of darkness, you know, and proud of it. Okay. So just because some of us don't like it or don't agree or think it's a bad thing, there's many who clearly love it, thrive on it, think it's pretty awesome. My world is no good or bad. It's all about the soul evolving. But if someone comes to me and they're under attack, of course I'm going to deal with it, you know, unravel it. So, you know, like in your world, in your life, the power, you know, the dark force one's pretty big, and not everyone is interested in that, and not everyone is under attack. Okay, not everyone is having some kind of negative thing. But at the same time, there's still going to be, like, for example, there's no human that's never at some incarnation that has not called upon the powers of darkness. Even if you don't think you are, and you're cursing someone, you know, like you want ill will, you are cursing someone. How about this? You know, driving down the road, someone cuts you off, or you cut someone off, like flip you off. That energy is a cursing. There's an energy in that. See, this is stuff you're going to learn. How easy it is to cause harm, to mess people up, you know, and then you open those doors, okay? So, you know, all your negativity, all your hatred, jealousies, envies, all of these things can open doors. It's not like you'd have to, okay, I'm gonna open up the door because now I want to call forth, you know, because I want to use black magic, okay? So that's clearly a dark force power, okay? But when you're thinking about, just like you're driving or walking and someone does something and you throw an energy at them, you're not thinking that's a negative. But if you're casting it in negativity, it's not of the light. So if you're casting it in hatred, that's negativity. That's dark force openings, that's dark force energy, okay? So think about that. You ever gotten angry with people, wish someone did, wish something bad would happen or whatever? You know, cursing, castings, you've opened the door, okay? So basically everyone has in some way. Now, the degree in which you utilize those powers is also the degree in which you're going to be attacked, okay? So for example, the person I was referring to, well, many, Queen of Darkness, you know, powerful. She had her own minions still in this world that were with her, okay? Here she is wanting to be of the light, and she's got these minions, you know, like those, they're like different, like there's different kinds of creatures that were in her space. They were serving her. They were waiting for her to command them. Okay, you know, all she knew is like, whoa, these bad things are here. Well, she called them in. They were hers. So she's like the queen of darkness. Okay. So again, if you're, like little things, small little things, you're not worth, sending things towards, not worth being cast, things coming at you. But many people are experiencing a lot of intensity, a lot of fear, a lot of, attacks happening in their energy field. And I was doing an interview, I can't remember what it was, Kim Cruz or something. Before people ask questions, I just remember really clearly the one guy was saying, he goes, I'm under attack. It's like, well, can you give me a little bit more than that? I mean, under attack, what? I'm looking at thousands of things. Okay, no. So he goes, well, my third eye, it's like in the moment that happened, I could see this banshee looking thing immediately like screaming at him, so I just cast the net around that thing and cast it out. And then while it's happening, he's going, oh my God, it's gone, So it's been there for like 14, 15 years, something like that. I can't remember. But you guys, there's things happening that you can't see, can't know about. And if you've done things in the past, then, these things, the doors will get open and they stay open. Doesn't matter. You can go ahead and pray all you want. When you open that door, it doesn't close. You have to do things to actually close it. Okay. So in the learning and teaching of how to work with dark force, the powers of darkness, basically taking different people and using demos with them. So again, it's going to be the same kind of thing. I'm going to be tracking the energy, getting a sense of what's happening. Of course, I'll be sharing out loud what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, what I'm finding. I'll tell you and share with you what's happening in my knowing. Okay, so I get a knowing on what I need to do with something. And then I'll, follow through, do whatever I need to do, check in. And then as in each step, the energy will get lighter and lighter. And, ultimately what we want is for that to be done over. So that dance is done, meaning powers of darkness are no longer attacking you, interfering with you, trying to get you, whatever. Okay, it's over. Dance is done. So powers of darkness, again, a lot of people are very afraid of it. Here's the thing about powers of darkness. If anything, if you're afraid, you're in trouble. You're weak. That means they can get you. If you're not afraid, then, they're not going to bother with you because you have no fear. They feed on your fear. So there's lots of different things in these worlds that come from the powers of darkness. There's lots of different creatures and demons and all kinds of different energy frequencies of different consciousnesses and that are actually here that will, that are affecting humanity. And then we have things like what I call the blood eaters. Okay, I'm not going to get too detailed with that. I will say I had back in 2004, yeah. One good friend of mine does things sort of like I do, only different. He goes to places and clears energy. See, for me, I just clear it from my backyard. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he had gone to Rwanda, clearing up, clearing all the energy to see what happens when you have genocide or mass killing and there's blood, a lot of blood. The blood eaters come. But anyway, what happened was the people that were in America that were holding space for him, holding him and whatever. When he got back, bad things started happening, car accidents and people getting hurt, and he was totally under attack, and his whole being, he was in a lot of fear. And so I cleared all that stuff up. But the point being is, it was blood eaters that came after him. Okay, demons. These are different kinds of demons. Okay, there's all kinds of different kinds of demons. There's demons in different cultures. Okay, so there's all kinds of things that you may or may not want to know about. Okay, so dark forces is big. It affects your life. And again, no one is pure where you've not had any kind of experience at all, where you've done, you're pure. Hang on, let me make sure. Is there any pure being? No. No pure beings here. Light beings, yeah, but not that. Okay, so I'm just going to be checking in for questions on this. Okay, let's see here. Okay, okay, hang on. All right, so what can you say about black spells? This can be effective on anyone? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Christina. I know Christina. She's part of our stuff. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's like this. If I could cast anything, does that mean I'm going to? You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to, try to do something or be some kind of special person to be able to cast things, like black spells, black magic, voodoo, that kind of thing. And yeah, well, here's the thing. Everyone can do something. How effective it is, that's the key. That's what's up. Okay, so it may not be effective if you're not having some kind of energetic powers. Okay, this is why people enlist the powers of darkness, because it's a powerful energy. But what people don't understand is the light's even way more powerful. Okay, so there's nothing greater than the light. All right, but people, what happens is they don't want people to know. There's a hiding thing that people do. And I was kind of surprised. I have a good friend and she was doing stuff and she was using powers of darkness, but she didn't want anybody to know that. I mean, she let me know. I mean, I saw it, but she didn't want people to know because she's supposedly a light, she's a light worker. Okay. So anything you can do with the powers of darkness, you can do with the light, and even more with the light. Okay. So if you want to be doing castings, although the thing is though, if you're trying to cause harm, it won't work. Got it? That's what I mean. If you're wanting to cause harm, there's a blackness in your heart. Got it? So you can be effective unless you're not. How about that? Okay, hang on. Are we doing something that attracts them more than others? No, again, it's the same thing, Liz. It's like, what have you done? What doors have you opened? How deeply did you go in to utilizing the powers of darkness? How many victims do you have? How many people have you traumatized? How many people have you attacked? How many people have you undermined or tortured or caused harm to? Okay, that also determines how much energy is going to be coming after you. Got it? So yeah, it's not like you're doing something to attract it. You've already done it. Got it? You've already done it. Okay. Okay, hang on. What is this? My girl, Cynthia. Oh, okay. Are there deliberate attempts to bring dark forces into people's lives by media, such as certain movies and TV shows, music? I once felt a dark spell from a song, and turned it off right away. That stuff's happening. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, but people don't have anything better to do than try to fuck up humanity. I mean, really? Yeah. Yeah, this stuff's happening. You guys, you have no idea what can happen. Like, for example, let's just say you're writing a song where you can put energy like this, okay? When people prepare food, you can feel the energy of that food. When people are preparing, like when we do workshops, our cooks are preparing with love, nourishment, love. They want to feed people, okay? So that energy frequency is there. When you put poisonous energy into anything, even if it's something that you want to get it out into the world, you put the frequency in it. You can put energy in things. What about crystals? Okay, crystals, they pick up energy. You can clear the crystals. So it's all the same. Energy, we can move energy. We can work with energy. We can put energy in things. So yeah, they can put it in songs. They can put it in movies. They can put it in anything. Okay. But the thing is, most people can feel things. Like with you, Cynthia, you could feel something and you turned it off. The thing is unfortunately, people who have disengaged or disconnected from their own knowing don't feel things. They don't get the warnings or the knowings, okay? Which is sad, unfortunate, but people turn off their knowing. Okay. Okay. Okay, hang on. Liz, sweetie. Right. Is there stuff happening? There is. Yeah. Okay, if you associate with people that have done voodoo shit, will they come after you? Not necessarily, Liz, okay? Not necessarily, but it just depends. Like, for example, you know, the people you associate with that do that kind of thing, do they want to cause, you know, I'm not getting that they want to cause you harm. But, you know, no, I mean, they can, but does that mean they will? Not necessarily. Just because you know someone doesn't mean they're going to be doing some kind of voodoo on you, all right? Those kinds of things are more like happening when we want to stop somebody from doing something or interfere with someone's life, or, you know, it's just those interferences. Okay, so if you're not pissing them off, you're probably pretty safe, unless you're not. I'm just teasing. But you are. Oh, okay, hang on. Okay, another good one. Do you need to have someone in mind to release agreements and contracts? No, you don't. You don't have to have them in mind, but you have to be able to feel these agreements and contracts, and you need to be able to feel the impact of them. Like, why are you suspecting you've got agreements and contracts? Okay, so you have to have a sense of. You don't just go, okay, white flame, release agreements and contracts. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. If it did, our world would be a completely different place, okay? I mean, if that were the truth, I'd be releasing everybody's agreements and contracts and everybody be love and light. So no, it doesn't work that way. But you do have to have a sense of, like, if you don't have a sense of what are you releasing? What kinds of agreements and contracts are you releasing? Here's another thing about agreements and contracts. You have thousands of them, okay? There's no blanket statement to release all your agreements and contracts. They're all connected to experiences that you are having. Okay, so negative experiences, whatever you're experiencing in your life, you've got some kind of agreement to know yourself in these ways. This is my Know Thyself program, teaching you to know thyself. Okay, so you have to understand how you're creating your reality, how you're calling things in, why you're having the experiences that you're having. And when you want to release agreements and contracts, what is it you're releasing? You have to be more specific. Okay, you just don't go, oh, I'm going to release agreements and contracts. So if you listen and hear when I'm talking, let's just say that I'm looking at and releasing to know yourself as being bound, like captured and bound and held captive and tortured by dark forces, I would release that agreement to know yourself as bound and being held captured by dark forces. But also, what did you do for that to happen? Okay, so you have to be specific with your agreements and contract releases. Is it? It's pretty simple. Yeah. How do we know that dark forces clearing has worked? Okay, so well, you won't be experiencing the same thing. Okay, you won't be feeling your fear, your terror. You won't be feeling, sometimes people actually feel energies around them or they feel energies inside of them. But whatever you've been feeling and experiencing, it won't be happening anymore. It's over. Okay, then that's why you know what's game done. You want to, okay, this is off topic, but people might want to know. I love when you wear feathers. Do they have a particular meaning, intention? Does it have to do with your shamanic skills? Okay, so you guys, I do have Native American, but that's not why I wear them. I wear them because it is, I am a shaman. Okay, I am a master shaman. I'm one of the most potent shamans in the world. So I particularly like feathers. Okay. I like other things as well. I like diamonds. This is my mother's ring. In case anybody wants to know, my mother. She's gone, so that's why I have it. So yeah, I wear them because I like them. I love them, actually. There's something cool. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to back up. Back in the day when I first started doing, working shamanically, energetically, shamanism, I used feathers, we used drums, we used rattles, we used all that paraphernalia. I don't anymore. This is the last thing I do is the feathers. So that's what's up. I just like them. Most of the time you see me being absolutely normal looking, right? Total normal. Ordinary human. Mm-hmm. Okay, Liz. How can you get someone to get released if they don't believe they did anything wrong? Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what they believe or think. If you're experiencing something from someone, you feel it, you know it. They don't know it. They don't feel it, sense it, okay? But you do. You can still release it. You don't need their permission. Thank goodness. Guys, think about it. We need a permission. Forget it. I mean, I'm releasing thousands of entities in a week, okay? So you don't need their permission. They don't need to know. You can end it. White flame, Holy Spirit, right there. Go into, again, what do you know? What do you know? What's your dance with this person? What is it? You want to end it? Okay, you want to end your own, the self-torturing, all that kind of stuff? You can do it. Release those agreements of contract. You don't need the other person. So we're dealing at the soul level. Here's another thing, people. You think you're dealing at a human level with all of this. You're not. You're dealing at the soul level. Everything is at the soul level. This is where we make agreements and contracts. This is where we've taken oaths and vows, promises, allegiances. At the soul level. Okay, even though you're a human being doing it, you're committing at the soul level. That's why no matter what you do, the body dies, that's still with you. How many bodies did you drop? And you're still under attack by the powers of darkness. It's a soul thing. Selling your soul to the devil. Okay. Okay, hang on. Amy. Okay, how do you manage not to get angry with the events in your life? Because that causes a lot of anger, negativity, insulting, in which English you actually call as cursing. Yeah, okay. This is actually kind of a cool question, people, because here's how it works. Why do we get angry? Because we're having a reaction to something, right? Took something personal, right? Well, here's the thing. If you didn't have a wound already inside, you wouldn't be having that reaction. I guarantee it. Got it? Okay, so if you're finding yourself getting angry, I don't care what people say or do or how they, that's not the issue. The issue is you. Okay, you're the one calling everything in. Here you are. This is you. And you got all these issues, all these woundings in your subconscious, all these misperceptions and beliefs in your subconscious that cover up your light. Okay, so your subconscious energy is pulling people to you, pulling in your experience, okay? So your light's still there, it's just covered up. You can't feel it because you got all your wounding, misperceptions, beliefs, all that garbage that humanity has, okay? So you're not, how do I say, hang on a second, let me get this right. Yeah, okay, so you are like, so this is the energy that goes out into the atmosphere. It pulls these energies to you. That's going to hit your place where you feel this particular energy. Maybe you feel like, you're not enough, you're not loved, you don't belong. Here's where you feel ostracized. Here where you feel hated. Here's where you feel like you're shame, humiliation. You got all kinds of shame about being alive, sexual shame, all kinds of shame. You have all these issues in front of your own divine light, okay? So you are literally calling to you the energies that are going to hit that same wounding, okay? See that red coming in? You've called it in. You've brought it to you. There's no, by accident, okay? You're holding the energy. You're the reason why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. It's in your subconscious. Subconscious will always win. It will rule your life. How do you know what you believe? What's happening in your world? You got money? You got love? Are you happy? No? That's why. Okay? So, people, we are the key to our lives. We're the key to our world. We bring in everything. Okay? So, to not be angry, first you got to wake up that you called it in. Okay? And then once you call it in, once you understand you've called it in, then you can uncall it. You can unravel it. Got it? So, just because you're wanting something, that doesn't mean that you're going to be freed from that. Okay, guys, I did some. There we go. Okay. All right. So, yeah, just keep in mind, you get angry because things are happening to you, but you're the one who called it in. And the reason why you called it in is because you're trying to unravel some kind of wounding. There's something there for you. In my book, The Way Back Home, teaches you all the basics of all of that kind of stuff. Okay. So, yeah, so we basically, it's not about getting angry. You have to understand, why are you angry? And then also, too, the other piece of this is like, why are you getting angry for the events in your life? Because you feel like a victim. You feel like people are doing things to you. But wait. Let's go in your subconscious. You have beliefs in here that you are a victim. Oh, yeah, poor me. Oh, yeah, all these things happen. You got all these energies, all these frequencies in your subconscious. So it's all right there in your subconscious, okay? So you're the one calling it in, you're the one doing it, and you're the one who can unravel it and clear it and heal it. How I would counteract my own negativity, I'd go in and find out, why am I angry? What's going on with me? What's getting hit inside of me? So it's always about looking within. It's like looking inside of ourselves, okay? Okay. I swear, you guys are so cute. Okay, this is innocent. This is innocence right here. Okay, whatever came in prematurely in your younger years, it's the same soul that did horrific things in past lives. Got it? Bad things in past lives, right there. Oh, body died. Oh, soul still holds all the energy. Come in, you're born. Oh, yep, it's happening really early, started early, but yeah, that's because of what you've done in the past. Okay, people, I'm telling you straight up, if you're being in any ways attacked or anything, you're part of it. You're causing it. You're calling it in. Okay, we'll get really clear on this stuff when if you take the program. Okie dokie, here we go. Olga. I've heard that my identity was stolen in the astral projection experience. Is it the same as devoured? No. Or soulbox? No. What do they do with these identities? In one's identity. Okay, so devoured soul is, it'd be like this. Let's just pretend this is someone's body right here. They're on the table. We're going to kill them. Oh, soul leaves the body. We capture that. Wait, sorry, that was soul capturing. Sorry. Kill the body, same thing. Tape on the table, kill the body. Now they devour it. They pull the energies into the self, into their being, into their body, so that soul energy is now in this body. Okay? That's what they do. Okay? Putting things in a soul box is still different than what you're referring to. That you heard your identity was stolen in the astral projection experience. So when we're talking about the astral planes, that's a different vibrational frequency. Now, it's quite possible for it to be taken onto the astral planes. Okay, that happens all the time. And energies, frequencies come, take the body, or take your energy. We talked about this yesterday. So if you didn't hear yesterday, you might want to listen to yesterday, because I go more into detail with that. So yeah, so if you're feeling something's been done to you, get help. Find someone who works at these levels. Okay. And my whole team works on at these levels. My team can do any of these. Any of these things can get cleaned up by any accelerator. Okay. Okay. It's the intent. Yeah. Cynthia. Okay. Okay, all the White Walkers, dark force. They are a force upon themselves. There's nothing like those guys. Here's the thing. On the astral planes, like if I go out to the astral planes, I come up against White Walkers, which are not here on planet Earth, which I'm not supposed to be, but I did find some in an area. So White Walkers don't belong here for one thing, but if they attack you and you're not able to hold the light, they turn you. When they turn you, that means you are stuck, as you get stuck in that place, and body will often die, but you are now stuck in a time and a frequency that you can't get out of. The White Walkers. I've never rescued anybody from being a White Walker, ever. So yeah, that's bad. The good thing they're not really here, unless they are. But I've only come across them in one place. Doesn't mean there's other places, but they're not free upon the land. Okay, that's not happening. But they might be in some deep places, but they haven't pierced the energy to come into this dimension. No, we're talking about White Walkers. I came upon White Walkers in Moriarty, New Mexico. I was quite shocked. I was like, holy fuck. All right. In fact, I had to have my David, the accelerator David, we got on the phone together, and I went to the place, and together we, along with hundreds of other beings that were there to fight the great battle that was happening. But he and I went down to the White Walkers. That was it. Yeah, White Walkers. Okay, exception to this little darkness coming after you. Well, people, like I said, everyone's dabbled in it, okay? I mean, little minute things doesn't matter. It's the big stuff. It's the things where you've done things to truly cause harm. Like, for example, if you're out there doing voodoo and you're casting things and you're trying, hurting people, that's big stuff. Got it? You're doing Satanism, you're doing any of those things I label, that's big stuff, okay? You're doing sacrifices, all that stuff, that's big stuff. Little things like cursing somebody or hating somebody or wishing someone ill will or whatever, that's minor stuff. They're not gonna track you for that kind of little stuff, okay? But it's the bigger things, when you've really caused harm, and you got a lot of victims, you're not gonna be set free. Okay, people, I just want to remind everyone, I'm not here today to help you with anything. I'm here to give information, okay? If you need help, you can ask a question at Ask Bonnie or the prayer wall, okay? You want me to do something for you, go to the prayer wall. What? Okay. Is it possible to watch a horror movie and be protected from dark entities? Or would you rather advise to not watch them at all? Okay, you guys, just because something's a horror movie does not mean there's energies in there that are going to get you. Okay, there's many horror movies. Okay, they're all made movies. There's no actual demons unless big energies in them, unless someone's put them in them. Okay. So if you're feeling uncomfortable or feeling unsafe, then don't watch it. Or if you're feeling unsafe or uncomfortable, you might want to find out why. What's happening inside of you that that you're feeling that kind of fear or energy or concern or worry. Okay, but just by watching a movie, it does not mean there's going to be things coming after you. Okay. Okay, hang on. Wait. Okay, so how do we know that our ancestors have done dark stuff, any symptoms in lineage. There can be. So, if there's ancestors, like in my family on both sides, my grandmother's on both sides. My grandmother on my dad's side was French Cajun. They were in the bayous, Louisiana. They used to do things literally to keep the dark stuff away. So they do the good stuff, okay? But if you got coming down to the family, what can happen is you can be affected by what your family has done. Okay, the stuff that they have done, the energies of that, because you're also a part of that. Even in this lifetime, you may not have done anything, but also, who were you in other lifetimes before you were part of this family in the bloodline? Who were you? What were you doing? Why would you be drawn to this kind of family in the first place? Okay, good question. But basically, here's the thing, people, when you're really feeling in and sensing into your own self, into your own knowing, when you feel some kind of danger, when you feel unsafe, okay? Things, you can feel things, like there's something in here, it's not me, I can feel this energy, okay? So you'll know. And, if you suspect even, I would find out, get help, find someone who can help you and unravel this kind of stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay. Can you please speak on to how light is increased, or rather brought into balance, by focusing on clearing darkness? Many light workers currently emphasize focus on light and dark automatically falls away. Okay, so here's what happens in my world, in my experience, what happens. So again, I'm going to just say it again. The light is the absolute. It's the most powerful, potent energy frequency that exists. It is the light. There's nothing greater than that, okay? And there's a whole process that's been unfolding, like I call it the divine plan and the unfolding. There are things that have been playing out and unfolding and will come into fruition because it's all part of the divine plan and it's unfolding, okay? So we were meant to go into a darkness, like the Dark Ages. That was dark, okay? Ignorance, stupidity, all that energy. But now what's happening is we're now coming into the new paradigm, and that frequency is a higher vibrational, which is the light. So the light is now coming in, piercing the darkness. But what it's also doing in this piercing is it's pulling things up more rapidly to the surface to become visible. This is why we're seeing all this hatred, all this angst in the world, okay? It's a blackness that's been in here for quite some time. It gets into the earth itself, and it affects all the people. Like, for example, if you track energy, if you look at some of the other countries, these other countries where there's all this fighting happening, where there's all this intensity, where they're strong religions, okay? If you track it and you go into those energy frequencies, take a look at the earth, go into the earth, there's friggin' blackness there, okay? Blackness. So that won't be cleaning out anytime soon. But that blackness is affecting everybody. All the people are in a blackness. They're in that frequency of fanaticism, hatred, hurting people, judging people, harming, you know what I mean? It's just that intensity, that different mindset, mind thought, okay? So those areas held a lot of blackness, which is really dense, dark, black energy. Okay, so the balance that we're coming into is like right now, the blackness is being exposed, but in that is also rays of light coming in, affecting and penetrating the blackness so that even more light will begin to expand. Okay, so we're moving into the new paradigm, which is the frequency of higher vibrational light, fifth dimensional beings, which we're moving into, and the energies, as these energies get exposed, light shines, exposure, and then things get revealed and neutralized. Okay, we're not through it yet, people. We're just at the beginning stages of the apocalypse, basically. Okay, it's coming. We're not in it all the way yet, but it's on its way. That's all part of the divine plan. This is how the world's going to purge itself of all kinds of things. Humanity being one of them. And here's the thing: if you're be divinely guided, you'll be exactly where you need to be when you need to be. You don't have to worry about it. Words already been spoken. All right. So I actually don't know. Okay, hang on a second. She's asking if sacrifices happen in Christian churches doing the rituals like Mass. Okay, they're not. Hang on. In America, no. Other countries, yes. Other countries, yes. In America, no. Okay, they're doing ritual things, like, for example, the wafer thing, the body of Christ, the wine, blood of Christ, that kind of stuff. These are all rituals, okay? Which I'm going to tell you straight up. The old ways are done. That's the old way, okay? These are old ways. We're done with the old ways, all of them. All the rituals, the ceremonies, all of it. Even in my world, the drumming and the rattles and the feathers and all that stuff, that's the old ways, okay? We're moving into the new paradigm. Everything's different. Okie dokie, here we go. All right, Steve. Okay, Steve. Affirmations. Guys, here's the thing. If affirmations really worked, our world would be different. I remember affirmations were a big thing way back. I think back in the 80s or something, affirmations. Because, everyone, we're trying to get a grip. We're trying to change our lives. We want our lives to be better. We want to end our suffering. So we're trying to find the ways to do that. So people come up with these beliefs. Do this, do this. I remember one time, Kalashwar, he's from India, I think. Yeah. He's like, he's someone who could manifest anything in his hand, take some leaves or flat, whatever, and he'd make a stone. Okay. He could manifest in his hand right before your very eyes. Okay. So he would give people mantras, have to do the beads on these mantras, but that's for belief systems. And it works in a way that may calm you down or because you have a belief around it, but it's not going to change things. You guys, here's the thing in my world. If it doesn't grow corn, I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean by that? If it doesn't work, I won't be doing it. Okay. So you have to understand, you don't have to, but in my life, all I did was feel like someone say, oh yeah, we're going to do this. I could feel it. I could feel the distortion. All right. Over here. Oh, this is happening. It's this way. Oh, distortion. Oh, you don't have it. You don't know the answer. You don't know the answer. You don't know the answer. No one knows the answer. That's why go direct. Okay. So affirmations, Steve. Give me a sec here. I just want to look into Steve. Yeah, you want to, Yep. Okay, Steve, here's what's up. You're putting a lid on top of emotions that are trying to come up because you have a belief that these kind of thoughts, feelings, emotions, reactions are not good. You don't want them, okay? The best way to be done with this, you don't even have to bother with affirmations. Go after what's underneath the lid. Okay, you have all kinds of wounding in there, all kinds of misperceptions in there. You're trying your best, to get a grip, to make your life good. The best way to do that, clear out what's in your subconscious. Then you won't even need to worry about affirmations because they don't really work. There's nothing permanent about them. You'll have to do them every day till you leave the body. Here's the thing about me, people. I'm lazy. I'm not joking. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to do something to be free. I just want to be free from within. That's what my work does. It frees you from within. Liz, you guys, I swear, you're so innocent. You are so innocent. It's so cute. But what if it happened in another life, and how are we to know what to release? Here's the good news. You don't have to know what to release, okay? if whatever's happening, Liz, okay, whatever you're experiencing, okay, there's some kind of angst happening where you're not understanding or knowing that there's some kind of attack or there's something happening, okay? Here's the key. How does it make you feel? People, here's the key to everything. How does it make you feel? And what's the feeling underneath that initial feeling reaction? Like Liz, for example, whatever's happening in your world, if you take a moment, let's just right here, right now, take a moment. Think about what's happening in your life. What's the initial feeling that you feel? What's the emotion? What's the first emotion you feel? Okay. Now, if you stay with that emotion, just soften to it, surrender to it, be with it, become that emotion. What's underneath will start to present. Okay. What we're after is the emotion that's in your subconscious. As you surrender and allow yourself to come into and become these emotions that you're feeling, you're going to start to discover what's in there. Okay. So if there's attacks happening, you're going to feel that feeling like you're under siege, you're under attack. You know, you're not safe. You're going to feel that. You're going to know that. Okay. That would be a red flag that there's some kind of dark energies attacking you. Okay. So you don't have to know who it is, but you can call it forth. For example, let's just say, okay, here you're feeling stuff, and now you're knowing that you've got in there. When you go in, if you start, because there's terror in you and you're subconscious, why is there terror? Okay. So what I would do is like, okay, whatever's causing my terror, whatever demons or bad guys or negative energies, you know, whatever's been attacking me, causing me harm, and any harm I have done, you know, any atrocities I have done, because you have to go both ways, because everyone's done both sides. But if you're under attack in that way, if you're feeling terror, I guarantee you've been a perpetrator and you've caused harm and who knows what else. Put the white flame in front of you, just call forth everyone. You don't have to label them. You don't have to know their names. You don't have to know who they are. Don't you have to know what they've done, because they're bound in the agreement. So when you pull those agreements out, you know, you've called forth these peoples, and you're releasing those agreements into the white flame, the Holy Spirit, dissolving, 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 dissolving. Then those energies can be gone and be out of your life, and that, you know, you can end that soul dance. Okay, so you don't have to know who they are, but you do need to know what is the emotion that's causing this experience, and clear it from there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you talk a bit about the difference between divine contracts and why we have them? How do you recognize them in tracking? Well, you guys, in a sense, everything is a divine contract. Okay, you've made a contract. It doesn't matter who it's with. Doesn't matter if it's with God itself. I mean, I have people all the time that have took vows, promises that have given their lives, and you know, to the light, to God itself. You know, I'll sacrifice myself. I have people that have literally did vows that I will take on other people's pain. I will take on other people's suffering. I will transmute it for others, thinking this is a godly thing to do. Okay, so all contracts are divine. It's just, you know, you're just who you're making them with. Okay, and to think that because I took an oath with God, I'm such a better person. I'm much, you know, higher vibrational frequency because I took an oath with God to serve God. That means I'm better. No, it doesn't mean anything other than you bound yourself to something that isn't an absolute. It's a belief. And now you're going to go live your life, sacrificing your life for others needlessly. But you need to know yourself in that. So there's the contract and agreement, to know thyself in sacrificing oneself for the benefit of other, being the scapegoat for other. Got it? You guys are so cute. So innocent. You're innocent. All right. Okay, hang on. Cynthia. I want to be the light and love as well as my kids and their father. And my problem is I'm severely haunted by demons that are after me and my family. I need your help. Okay. Well, wanting to be something doesn't make it so. And yeah, you're holding that in your heart, the desire to have that kind of energy, to hold love and light. Many people want to hold love and light. Part of the problem with people wanting to hold love and light is they don't face what's inside. They're not willing to face their darkness. Okay, Cynthia, if you really want to end this attack, face what's inside of you. And it's probably inside of your whole family, because you don't have no innocence coming in when there's demonic energies or dark energies attacking. Usually it's everybody comes together in that family nomad. They've all got hook connections to the past and to dark force stuff. So if you really want to unravel that, you really want to hold the love and light, you're one of the people I'm talking about. When I say, you have a kindness, you have love, you're gentle, wanting to be kind and gentle and loving. You want to just hold goodness, okay? But you have to face the darkness, and you got a lot of darkness in there. So when I look back in your life, okay, when I look back in your life stream, this is why they're after you. Oh, what was that? Okay, you did some stuff. Okay, yeah. We're talking demonic stuff here. We're talking, you definitely had some connection with demons. You cast demons. You did all kinds of stuff. But here's where you met when they really pissed you off. When you really pissed them off, you caused harm to one of the demons. I think did you destroy it? Did something harmed it in some way, and it caused it's like coming against you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you cause harm to somebody's clan, they're going to come after you full on. So that's kind of what's happening. So you just need some unraveling. And I don't do this kind of stuff right here. So, you might want to see Michael. He does that. Or Accelerator Michael. He loves this kind of stuff. So you might want to get a session with him. Okay, with witchcraft. Okay, that's a good question. Best friend attacked with witchcraft to hurt her and also feel like it hit her, which is Amy. Would it be that they hurt all aspects of her life, including relationships, but it spreads out? So what happens, there can be what we call fallout, meaning, in the peripheral, is people will get hit with that kind of fallout kind of thing. But usually, it's specific to a particular person. It's but it's also different. Like, for example, we will be covering castings, curses, spells. So let's just say that in another lifetime, hang on, in another lifetime, okay, you were, so let's just say in another lifetime, Amy, that you were pretty well versed at casting spells, casting curses. People actually came to you, paid you to do this kind of stuff, and you would do some pretty gnarly stuff, okay? And then you open the doors up and you do other things that, it's like, this is what's up. So, so for you, you open the doors, you got enemies, and so you're not really getting the fallout. You, on some level, have done things too, okay? So they attack her, and then you get the benefit of that. But it's also waking you up that there's something going on that's not good, and you need to deal with it. Take charge and deal with it. People, here's the thing. I know people think they're victims, okay? And of course you're gonna think you're a victim when things happen to you, but what you're not really aware of is it's a co-creation. You've called it in because of all the past lives, okay? So we'll get more into that kind of detail in class. All right. You guys, I see things all the time. The veils are getting very thin. Okay. That's a good question. Okay, so, yep, we are all eternal, and eventually we all will return to the light, at the end of the day, which could be 10,000 years from now, 100 million years from now. Okay, so here's the thing. If a person's been, okay, so devouring stays in the being, the soul that devoured it until it's released. But even if that's that soul right there eventually turns to the light because they've woken up, at that point they're no longer having a desire to have some other soul inside of them. So that will be getting released. Either they'll start to release it in a sense of knowing, or when they turn light enough, that energy also gets released from that form, from the soul that did that. Okay, and then even like soul capturing. Okay, so somewhere, like I've released thousands of souls that have captured. Every time I clear somebody that did soul capturing, I'm releasing and clearing souls. It doesn't mean there's who knows how many more, but ultimately, it's like in time, something will happen that will release those souls and let them go back to their own, frequencies, their higher levels, and then they can start incarnating. So, and when it all said and done, everything's going back to oneness. And then also when you start waking up and having more realizations and understandings how it all works, that there really are no victims, that you're co-creator in everything, and that the light will prevail. I mean, you're going to want to turn to the light. And when you do, you can also, here's another thing, people, what you can do, you can ask the light to intervene. You can ask the light, we'll call it God, creator, consciousness, whatever you're going to call it. You can ask to be blessed, to be graced, to be forgiven, whatever, okay? But when you do that, you have to come, it's like coming right direct from the purest pure of your heart, this heart's desire. But it also means, like if you've done atrocities and horrors and things, it means you have to have that place where, there's true remorse. There's true, like, all right, I learned from that. Yep, I got it. Now I want to be done with that. So there's a purity of heart that you have to come with when you're asking, but you can, and I would encourage people to do that. Okay. Yeah, Byron. Yeah, he's asking if spirits, can be shaped like they can be shaped like anything. Yeah, they can wrap around things, they can look like things, they can be, balls of energy, they can look like people, they can just be energy frequencies. So yeah, those things can be anywhere. Okay, they can look like anything. Okay. People take on different forms, and sometimes too things present in different forms, but you also have all these different creatures from other time and space and dimensions, alien stuff. All right. Okay. Okay. To take accelerator. Oh, I'm thinking maybe to become an accelerator, become on my team. Okay, so it just depends on where you are with your abilities and skills. So if you're someone who senses energy easily, and you can just sense things, the key is, can you move energy? Can you track it? You have to be able to track energy. You have to be able to move energy, transform energy, shift energy. You have to be able to find where things are coming from and unravel at those levels. So with that said, if in fact you are someone who wants to learn the work, I would either start with foundations, or you can come to beyond foundations. The thing is you won't get all the components in. See, foundations is the basis, it's the foundation of the work. Okay? What I'm teaching is the university of the work. Okay, so think kindergarten, what you learn, like reading and writing, arithmetic, all that stuff. Okay, think of it that way. Think of me as the university. Okay, you're going to be learning things that will blow your mind. Okay, that are incomprehensible, but they're real. Okay, shapeshifters. Shapeshifters. Yes. All right, can talk about shapeshifters. Yeah, that's the ability to shift shape. shift your energy, look different. I do that. Yeah, people will see it happen in workshops. In fact, we were doing one of the liberation tours in Vegas. So I didn't have to. I chose to become something, and they could see my claws coming out, teeth coming out. I do that. That's a pretty frequent one. But I've also had a time where I actually literally left the body or came up and became this ego energy, like for real. Okay, so I felt that was a pretty cool experience. But yeah, shapeshifters, they have the ability. Not a lot of different cultures. They're different shapeshifters. They present in different forms, that type of thing. Like for example, in right here visually, they can change their shape, change their form. They can do it in dreams when you're in your dream state. Shapeshifters can come and do different things. It takes a lot of training to be able to do that kind of thing, but there are those who actually can do that. It's not a good or bad or right or wrong. It's just an ability. Most shapeshifters, no. I mean, some people. Here's the thing. We come in with different skills. Okay, like for me, I came in with what I've got on some level. I just enhanced it, developed it, and grew even bigger. But it was already innately in me. People that have done all kinds of different things in their past lives, they've done all kinds of cool stuff. Dealing with the unseen world, and the ability to control the body in such a way that they can actually start to shape shift. And also, like a lot of people's out in the places, very remote places, as these people have become very skilled at doing different things. Like for example, hunting, we can become something. What also can happen, and any of you can do this, where you take on the frequency of something. So even though you don't exactly look like you've changed, you have become something so fully that the energy of that will be felt as though it is what you have become. So it's actually kind of a cool thing. Okay, remember people, when in the program, we go into detail, but it's really about teaching you lots of different pieces of what can happen, and then how do we unravel it? It's the hands-on, how do we unravel it? What do we need to do? What are we looking for? Okay. Sacrifices, can you still be telling me? Okay, what if we were those victims of sacrifices? Can we still be attacked by the dark forces? If you were a victim to someone's sacrifice, okay, remember, you agreed at a soul level to be sacrificed, not necessarily in your mind and your body, but in the in-between, when you're making your agreements and contracts, where you're setting up your future life to know yourself in all ways. You agreed to know yourself as being sacrificed, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be attacked by the powers of darkness, okay? That's only going to happen if you also utilize the powers of darkness, okay? So if you're just as, innocent, but you soul agreement, keep in mind, you did agree, but you come in and forget, and then you're a victim. But what can happen is, in that victim place where you've been victimized, you can also yourself, the heart gets closed. When the heart gets closed, we become heartless. That means we start to do things that are hurtful to others. And the further away we get from our own light, the more damage we do, the more pain we cause, the more suffering we inflict, then we become even darker, and we become like the darkness itself. Okay? That's heartlessness. We become dark, evil people. Okay, it's okay. Okay. What advice would I give to someone who wants to become an energy healer, but they feel like dealing with dark forces is really difficult and they feel kind of discouraged or too scared to do it? All right. Here's the deal, people, unfortunately, but you're going to come across the powers of darkness, okay? So if you really want to be a healer, You need to embrace all facets of it. So therefore, with that said, if you have fear, heal it, clear it, and you will no longer be afraid, and you will be able to face the powers of darkness unafraid. Okay? You can do that. This stuff can be unraveled. They're just traumas, they're just experiences, there's things that are there that are causing you to be afraid. Heal, clear that, and you're no longer afraid. Then look out. You're going to be a powerful and raindrop powerful. Okay? Just get through that fear of the powers of darkness. Okay. This is a good question, Byron. Yeah, if you clear the energy, if you get it all, the dance is done. It's over. They don't look at you no more. I don't know if I think you're fairly new to me, but anyone who's been around me long enough knows that when I'm saying for all eternity, this being's off limits for all eternity, it's for real. Don't even look at this person again, okay? And everything just leaves, scatters, goes on about their business somewhere else, okay? Yeah, so done. Unless you open the door again. Don't do it. Okay. All right. New paradigm. Yeah. Okay. Just with Christian deliverance nurse cast. So cats are afraid. See, critters feel stuff. Cats definitely know dark shit. Got it? Yeah, so if there's a dark presence around, yeah, cats will feel it. They won't go near it. They'll go somewhere else for sure. Yeah, they're not afraid of you, but if you have something in you that they're going to be afraid of you. Okay? They feel it. Cats are pretty cool thing, pretty cool creatures. Okay. Right. Okay, what is dark force? Okay, let's cover that again really quickly. What is dark force? Okay, powers of darkness. Okay. So dark forces are the powers of darkness. This is the energy of demons that do not incarnate, that are on the astral planes. There's dark lords on the astral planes. There's all kinds of enemies on the astral planes. There's all kinds of creatures on the astral planes, other time and space. Okay, so it's a negative energy. It's an energy that causes harm, that wants to hurt, that wants power over, that has no care for other. Like, for example, when, if you look at people doing casting things, why would they want to cause harm? There's no sensitivity, there's no compassion, so there's a closed heart. So it's a darkness. It's people who have a lot of hatred, want to cause harm to others. Look at the friggin' countries that are at war. Look at what's happening. If you look at the energy of those places, you're going to see a lot of really dark negative energies, dark force energies, because a lot of these people have the negativity in them. They have the powers of darkness inside of them. I was speaking earlier on this very thing we're doing right here today, and the energies of the earth, the blackness that has gotten from thousands of years of people's hatred and all this energy of belief systems, that gets into the earth, and then that energy in the earth literally comes up into people. I've watched it. I've seen it. I've been, you guys, I've traveled many places in the world. I've spent time in places, and I would, sensing things, tracking things, feeling things, looking at things to understand things, and I would literally watch energies come into people, and they would do all these stupid, horrible things, all these belief systems, hurting others, okay, punishing others, and these powers of darkness, it's like we've co-created that on some level, but there's also the polarity that we had to have in order to have planet Earth, okay, but still, it's the negativity. It's the heartlessness, okay? It can be inside of humans. Humans can be very dark. Humans can be evil when they become heartless. You hurt someone enough, and over lifetimes, they're going to become evil unless they really, really, really do stuff to go back into the light. But, the dark forces are powers of darkness, evil stuff. It isn't just Lucifer or Satan. It's not just that. There's many things. There's evil energies. I remember one time I was doing a client, and all of a sudden something was happening to her, and I saw this evil energy. I've only had 2 times in my life where I went, uh-oh, for about 2 seconds, like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, 2 seconds of uh-oh. Saw that energy, and it was like, oh. I was like, alrighty, here we go. But it doesn't belong here, but it's an evil that came into our dimension. That evil comes in, and it comes onto the planet, and it goes into vulnerable people, and it causes people to do even more harm. So it's just, think of dark forces as a negativity, a blackness, black-hearted. Okay, when you have light, you're not holding any hatred or revenge or jealousies or envies. You're not a victim. You're holding light. Okay, if you're not holding light, you're holding dark. Okay. Everyone's holding darkness because everyone's got wounding. Everyone has hatred in them. Everyone wants revenge. Everyone wants retribution. Everyone wants to punish. You may not be consciously aware of it, but I guarantee you it's in your subconscious. Guaranteed. Okay? So, heal your stuff. Face your darkness. Do you ever curse anybody? Do you ever wish somebody ill will? Do you ever flip anybody off? Do you know what I mean? Like, you got that running anywhere? And if you don't, then you're trying to be saint-like, then you're still denying it, you're still covering up, it still exists in your subconscious, and that's the truth, okay? You guys, we are everything. We're the darkest of dark, the lightest of dark, everything in between. We only live certain aspects, okay? But it's all still there. Oh, alrighty. Whoa, really? Ooh. Okay, this is intense. All right, so she knows a guy who's gay, sensitive, and always getting bullied. He found someone and tied himself to a demon. Maybe he thought the demon. Well, see, that's what he did. See, wrong. He called in the wrong one. He should have been calling in somebody with light, because light, darkness doesn't like the light. Okay, but. Not, you guys, don't be doing this. Don't be calling in some demon or, because you're afraid. Do it the right way. Clean out your stuff, okay? All right. Okay, so you guys, again, I'm not taking questions that are like personal. If you're asking me to tell you about your love life or why this is happening to you, I'm not doing that. You can go to Ask Bonnie, or you can go to the prayer wall. Okay, this is the place for questions about the Beyond Foundations and what we're doing, what we can do. So we can keep that there. Okay. Between other dimensions, beings, and okay, yeah. All right, okay. So other dimensions, time. Okay, you've heard me. Anybody who's been around heard me say, from all time, space, dimension, universe, galaxies, lifetimes, realities, black holes, parallels, frequencies, realms, all existence. Okay, I'm covering all bases. But basically, we have the Earth plane. Shift your awareness. We have 12 dimensions. Okay, 12 dimensions. Okay, shift your awareness to each one. Something different's happening. They're all overlaid on planet Earth. Okay, they've done things. The government's done all kinds of research and has discovered many things. They pulled. I forget what the name that. There was a ship of some sort where they did something to it. Did the frequency when they brought it back? Body parts were in the metal in the ship itself. Okay, all kinds of weird stuff. So we got dimensions. Okay. alien stuff, that's what we call in the galactic. That's also, if you're looking at shamanism, middle world, underworld, upper world, that would be upper world. Okay, so those kinds of energies are that space is the galactic energies. That's out, that's in art. Well, it's not, it can expand out into other dimensions, other time, other space, other realities, and we can have different beings. Like, for example, there's all these different creatures, and we have different worlds. Like, for example, we have the reptilian world, and then there's the red planet. This is where all those little leprechaun guys came from. I see these little pointed ears. I found these guys back in 1986, 87. Yeah, that's why I discovered the reptilian world and that red world with the little guys there. We have the dragon world, where I mentioned before that during the program I will take people to the dragon world, because most of you will have a dragon. And if you haven't met it yet and you don't know that, you're going to be blown away. Okay, so we got the dragon world. We got many different worlds. We got many different realities. And then also, for example, backing up a little bit, when I was in New Mexico clearing that land, what happened was this massive portal came through. I've never seen anything that big, that wide or that big. But in that portal, there were wormholes all the way down. We just kept going. Dave and I just kept going down, down, down. It was like crazy down. But then we got to the bottom and we hit the area where there was another wormhole that went into another time and space, another dimension, where the White Walkers were. They don't belong here. They got through, coming through these wormholes, okay? So again, you have all these different creatures. You have all these different kinds of beings. There's insect world, like a planet that has all these massively huge insects, okay? And it's just like when you look out and start sensing into all the different kinds of aliens. There's so many different aliens, and what you're familiar with might be the Pleiadians, Syrians, Arcturians. Those are like three major ones that most everybody knows about. Okay, so those are galactic beings. Those are alien, and you got the Greys. You have people that are being abducted. I mean, there's all kinds of things happening, but they're not here on planet Earth, and yet they're in our space, in our dimension. But they're also in, they come through like the bending, like time warp bending. I don't know how to explain it, but I can see it. Like that there's energy, distance, light years, that kind of stuff. Everything you can move through this time and space. This is why, you guys, we can be anywhere in an instant. Like, for example, we can take our awareness to the moon right now. Got it? We can go to another universe outside of our own galaxy, outside of our own universe, and be in another time space, another dimension, completely different. So we have all kinds of abilities, but I come back to your questions. So we have planet Earth. This is our dimension. Okay, we've been to many other planets, lived in many other places. Some of us, most people are not. This isn't your home planet. A lot of people, their home planet is somewhere else. So we have. So it doesn't matter. A being is a being. A being is a sentient being, whether you're in a body or not. You're a sentient being. That means you have awareness, okay? So awareness is what ties us all together, okay? Awareness. Think about this. The awareness that you have, that you are, your awareness is the same awareness as my awareness. We're all the same. We all have the same awareness. We are aware. That awareness is also where we can feel the eternal, where this is the aspect of us, the eternalness, where we keep going, we keep incarnating, we keep moving forward on planet Earth. Okay, so there's the eternal you. Nothing can touch that part of you. You're unscathable. Okay. Alrighty, people. I'm going to wind it down. We've been here for about an hour and a half. Remember, if you didn't get the first part, you can listen to it. So there was other things that I covered, and so if you're I do want to say again, because I did say if you can't sense energy, you can't do the class. But but that's not true. If you want to take the class, you're welcome to take it. And your life will change, because clearings will be happening. And remember, no matter who's getting cleared, if I pick someone and I do a demo on that person, whatever I'm clearing out of them, that is going to affect you. It's going to clear you. So Even if you came and sat just for the clearings, you'd still get clearings, all right? But you're going to learn things you will never learn anywhere else, guaranteed, okay? All right, everyone, I'm going to sign off, and hopefully I'll see some of you in Beyond Foundations. And I want to remind you, for me, I think entity, if you could only do one thing, it would be entity removal, okay? So here's, unfortunately, I did that class before I decided to change it, you know. So that program is recorded, there's 10 hours of it. You get it for free if you purchase the entire Beyond Foundations. If you don't, then you can still get it, but you pay for it. Okay, everyone, thanks for being here, and maybe I'll see some of you in Beyond Foundations. Remember, I have a team of accelerators. You know, you don't have to see me, okay? Dark force stuff, Michael, big time, okay? All right, and everybody else, they do phenomenal work. I got some heavy hitters. It's really cool. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Till next time.